Over here. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to come and interview ahead of the fight. We've seen you training, we've seen you, spoke to you, give us a chance. But I asked for you this question before you left. Was this a step up? How far can Dricus go? Somebody said, when somebody put 100 on the table, you put 200. When they put 500, is this the ultimate step up for Dricus? How far are you going, my brother?
Yeah, this was a big step up. I mean, fighting for the world title is as big in most cases as it's going to get, but there's been other people that became world champion in 2 weight divisions, and if somebody else could do it, that means I can do it. So as big as this is, as massive as this is for me, for South Africa, for every single person here, this is not the end of the road. This is not as high as I'm going to go. There's no way. This is just the beginning of the championship reign and the Dricus du Plessis era.
Dricus, by the way, this is Ben from BGTN. One question, last question. Are you moving the weight division?
Yeah, I mean, for me, right now I have to defend my title, and I want to prove undoubtedly that I'm the best middleweight on the planet. And after this, I want to go up in weight division and fight for another title. But that's going to take some time. That's going to take me to make a case where it's undoubtedly that I am the best middleweight on the planet. So I need to defend this belt maybe 2, maybe 3 times before moving up in weight division.
Don't forget about the thumbnailers. Thank you very much.
100%.
All right, so we have a question in front here. Actually, for the sake of time, I'll just do this one.
Thanks, yes. Dricus by Philip. This is by Philip. Dricus, one of the interesting themes to emerge from your victory, a lot of people are talking about how you sort of like invoke the Springbok spirit. We have quite a close bond with Sia and Evan and those guys. Just in terms of work ethic, perseverance, you know, specifically the fight you showed in your bout. I was just wondering how much of the Springbok, you know, spirit that you learned from them last year you summoned along with all your training and all your tactics and everything, you know, during that fight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the Springbok specifically or me specifically that is the benchmark. It's South Africans that's the benchmark. It's how we do what we do. It's the Springboks and myself. We are just a personification of what we are as a country. How we can persevere and push through the hardest of times and still get out the victors at the end of the day. Now, I won this world title with 1 point, just like they won the World Cup with 1 point. And at the end of the day, that speaks to the spirits of us as South Africans, and that we will never give up no matter what.
Ladies and gentlemen, there won't unfortunately be one-on-ones afterwards due to Dricus' schedule, so please get your questions in now. Vita, you can go ahead.
Dricus, you've called out Israel Adesanya. Have you spoken to Dana White about bringing their fight to South Africa?
Yeah, it's nothing is certain yet, but that is what we want to do. You know, UFC 300 is a big possibility if my body allows it. I took some punishment, obviously with some small injuries. I'm not 100% sure what the gravity of those injuries are. I'm going to the doctor after this and making sure the concussion tests are done, making sure we do the scans to make sure that there's nothing serious injured. Then UFC 300 is a big possibility, but I have to be honest with you, if UFC Africa is going to happen, you're going to look very far beyond to find a more perfect fight than me versus Israel Adesanya. And that's the fight I want, right here on home soil, where he said he wants to make it happen.
The hype is even better than it did on Sunday morning, I must say. We have a gentleman there in that row. If there's a microphone, please. And then I'll come to you. Please, you can ask Afrikaans too. Please go ahead.
Dricus Tando, only from SABC News. 2 questions. Firstly, tell us about the journey as a fighter. When you're all alone, there is no crowd, there is no fans. You're going through those motions and you're going through your practices and routines, because you're going to meet that jab coming through from Strickland, and you still need to go forward in the fight. And secondly, talk to us about the currency of the flag behind you. You were in France last year. When the Springboks won it, the Proteas have been to the semi-final World Cup. now you are world champion, Mavana, for example, in the last 16. Talk to us about the ever-improving currency of the flag behind you.
Absolutely, and I think for us, to firstly answer your question to go forward, to have a flag behind you means that it's not about me getting hurt or about me not wanting to go forward. It's about a whole country. It's about so much more. This was history for South Africa. This is history for Africa too. So it's much, much bigger than me. It's much bigger than my pain or my perseverance. This is a perseverance that was installed in me for being South African and going out there and representing this flag. That's what I went out there to do. And I did it not magnificently, I just did it because that's the way we represent our flag when we are on the sports field. Like you said, with all those sports teams, when we go out there, we take a lot of pride in wearing this flag, and I know I do. So that was a big motivator for me. Just going out there, and when I came back and I saw all these people, and I know each and every one of them was in front of their TV. You know, this was for South Africa, and it means the whole world to me to bring this belt back home. Nou weet hulle.
Dit is baie geluk, Virginie van Enis. Kyk net. Sou jy net asseblief in Afrikaans ook vir ons sê wat die ondersteuning van die afgelope paar dae, die reaksies wat jy gesien het op jou oorwinning en ook die verwelkoming hier vir jou beteken? En dan ook, wat dink jy die ons Suid-Afrikaners vir die wêreld gewys die laaste paar maande, veral met die Springbokke en nou ook met jou oorwinning?
Ja, ek het net gedink dat die uitstap. Ek het nie enigstens gedink daar gaan so baie mense hier wees toe ek terugkom nie. En sonder dit is dit regtig die moeite werd. Want dis hoe ek net wil dankie sê vir elke liewe mens wat hier was vandag en elke liewe Suid-Afrikaner wat hierdie droom wat ek het net nog beter gemaak het, want hierdie was my persoonlike droom wat toe almal sin geword het. En dit is my ongelooflike groot eer om vlag te verteenwoordig en te sien hoe onze land hier saamkom by die Lughawe op, is dit Woensdag vandag, Donderdag, sorry, ek het nou weer travel. Ek is seker meer nie, maar ek meen, mense werk, mense is besig en almal van die tyd uit hulle dag uit om hier te wees en dit beteken die hele wêreld vir my. En wat ek dink wat ons as Suid-Afrikaners gewys het, is ons staan nie terug vir enig iemand in die wêreld nie en met baie goeie rede, want ons neem nie net deel nie, ons is die beste.
Ten spyte van ons regering, soos jy net onderuit.
Natuurlijk, 100%.
Please go ahead, Harry.
Biggest, ook in Afrikaans, die saai kampioens. Wat is volgende team? Wie wil jy volgende veg? En wat wil jy doen vir Suid-Afrika? Wil jy in Suid-Afrika veg? Hoe belangrik is dit vir ons Suid-Afrika?
Die groot belangrikste ding vir my nou is om seker te maak dat alles is nog in orde. Ek het nog 'n lang loopbaan voor my, maar UFC 300 gaan ongelooflik groot wees. So dit sal lekker wees om daar te fight, maar dit sal nie vir my so groot wees soos om hierdie titel te verdedig by die huis nie. As ek moet wag nog 'n paar maande tot seker hier by Junie se kant om die titel te verdedig terwyl hulle na die reëling streep om die UFC hiernatoe te bring, ek sal met graagte eerder wag dat ons die eerste UFC hier op Afrika gronde in Suid-Afrika kan nou eerder as om te gaan fight by 'n groot event soos UFC 300. Maar ek wil graag vir Israel Adesanya fight, my titel verdedig teen hom, omdat hy een van die beste in ons gewig is wat het al gedoen het. En omdat hy gesê het, hy het die dreigemente gemaak van Suid-Afrika, dat hy hiernatoe sal kom om die fight te kom fight, maar soos ek sê, hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie. Ek dink nie hy wil sê wat het beteken om hier te kom fight nie.
A question over there. Blue shirts.
So that's where we'll leave it.